Saturday, November 19th. Just met with my construction guy for the road so we could go over the plan for the location and the entry point. So you guessed it, this is the entry point, and you see the dilemma. The city or transportation entity has placed these here because they're going to be used as either drains or water conduits, and they're about every few hundred yards or whatever, 100 yards down the entire road. They've been here now for about at least 2 months, maybe two and a half months. So he says I need to find out when they can move them because they're actually blocking where they need to work to take the road into the property. I got some calls to make to see if they can at least move them out of the way. If they can move, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, basically, if they can move them out of the way. If they can move them or shift them 30, 40 yards, then the road crew can begin working on the road. So that's where we are with the road. We've marked the entrance point and the crossing point, and everything else is simple from there on out. So we will see what happens. It's going to be interesting trying to figure out how to get these pipes moved, but hopefully we can get it done. It's Wednesday, November 23rd, day before Thanksgiving. Got great news. I actually got my ATV on the property, so that's a good thing. Made a new path, was able to get over the berm, and the more I ride it, the more it'll level out. So it's good to be able to ride on the property. And of course, I'm building the bridge. Just finished the post for the bridge. So all 4 posts are in place. Cement has been poured. This one is complete. This one was poured today, and the 2 over on the other side were poured today. So now it's just a matter of waiting on them to dry, and tomorrow I should be able to start mounting the cross beams from one side to the other. Then once that's secure, I can start putting the planks on top. So the plan is to be done with the bridge by the weekend. On another note, a buddy of mine was able to get the construction crew to move the pipes, the pipe pieces out of the way, and they're moving them now. So that means that they won't be blocking where the road is going to enter. So there's really not much in my way now. We've got all permits, and so now it's just a matter of finishing up the last little bit so we can move the containers onto the property. The guys were here today working, and they completed the last of the pillars. So I'm gonna walk y'all back there and show you what it looks like. 2 of them are completed. Well, 4 of them are completed. I think 2 are still drying or curing. And they did the last 6 today. So we haven't gotten any rain in a couple of days, so I don't think we're scheduled for any. So that means that everything will be able to dry with no problem. On a side note, the mosquitoes out here are terrible. Mosquitoes like cool, dark places. And there's a lot of shade on the property, so you're just a feast for them when you come out here, especially if you're in a shaded area. In the sun, there's no problem. They don't like the sun. But in the shade, they're all over the place. The coconuts we planted or threw out are starting to grow. I saw 2 of them today, and they're growing roots. So they'll be 3 or 4 foot tall trees in a few months, and possibly bearing coconuts in a year. So that's a good thing. I keep stopping because I'm carrying a wheelbarrow that I use to mix the concrete. So it's kind of slowing me down. I didn't know the guys were out here working until I saw them come out while I was working on the post. And they came out of here probably around 1 something, which is odd. They normally don't leave early. But then I figured out why when I got back here. They finished all the posts. So the only thing left is for the last 6 to dry, and then whatever they're going to put on top be placed on there, and then it's a done deal. So I think they're going to put, I don't know if they're going to put metal plates on the top or concrete squares. I talked to the construction guy, and he and I talked about metal plates, so you can actually weld the container to the metal plates once it's dropped down on the pillars. So I don't know whether he's just going to have concrete squares to sit it on or what, but we'll see. But that's the last step. As you can see, all the frames are in place. In a second, when I put this down, I'll show you where the completed pillars are. The flies are terrible out here too. They're just ridiculous. So we've got to hurry up and plant jasmine, citronella, and some other plants to keep away the insects. Because during the day, there are no bats to take care of them. So there has to be a bird nest in there. That bird comes out every time I come over here, and he's big. All right, so they removed the outer frame guides that they use for leveling, and so you can see now these 2 have been poured for a while, but they're probably still drying, or they may have added some more concrete to them. These 2 were poured today. And so were these. is a completed and another completed. Everything that has a box around it or a frame is still, there's the bird. He's huge. I don't know whether it's a vulture or what, but it must have a nest over there because it always hides back in that area, which is odd. I didn't know birds had the nest on the ground, but could. Let's see. So all the pillars are poured, just waiting on them to dry, and then once they're dry, then they will do whatever else is necessary. And that is it. I'm going to pause and then I'll turn it back on when I get to the road so I can see if they've moved all of the pipe sections. So I made it out of the property. Of course not without conflict. The first attempt was a fail. I won't even tell you what happened, but anyway. So they moved the pipes, the drain pipe pieces, and now it's clear. And the road entrance will be, or the property entrance will be right here. So that's good.